Hey everyone, welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. Today is the 17th of April, so we're halfway through the month, and this is the channel. We're talking about stocks and shares, trading the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq, etc. And we've had another good green day today, a very volatile day today again. So we've had volatility back in the market now for last week. This week is starting off volatile. We had huge volatility last month as a result of the blip that was in the regional banking sector. So I'm hoping that this volatility continues, because where there's volatility, there's opportunity. And where there's opportunity, there's profits. And we've had a good green day today. So my goal, as if you're a regular to my channel, you'll know already, this year my goal is 6,000. If you're not a regular to my channel and you've just stumbled across this video by accident, I've set myself a goal at the beginning of the year. I've increased my goal from last year, which was 5,000 US dollars per day in gross profit, and I increased it 20% this year to 6,000 US dollars per day. Gross profit. That's on average. Now, there are going to be some days where I'm actually losing money. There's going to be some days where I do substantially more than that, like today, for example, where we've done just shy of $19,000. $19,000. You did hear that right. So 18,900 to be precise, so just shy of 19,000. And we've traded 4 stocks. So the 4 biggest gappers today, so the 4 biggest movers or performers in terms of gainers, the 4 biggest gainers today, we traded all 4 of them. So we managed to capitalize. In fact, I got on the first one, Black Box. It had news of a merger today, and it just took off. It started off, it was about 260 or 270 or whatever it was, and it made a huge moves up, hit my scanners, because it went from kind of 260 or 270 or whatever it was, started off with, what it closed with on Friday, and it moved up to over $6 very, very quickly. And so it hit my scanners. I was able to jump on the back of that, ride that up from just over $7 all the way up over $11 and beyond. So it just moved up huge percentages, 372%. And it did that in the space of like 15 minutes. So 372% it went. It didn't sustain at the open. It kind of tapered off. So I did trade a couple of other things after the bell. We traded PRST, I traded WINT, and I traded CFRX. Now, CFRX moved up to its peak at 331% up on Friday's closing price. PRST was up 274% on Friday's closing price, and WINT was up 322% on Friday's closing price. So you can see the kind of volatility that we've seen today. There was even other stocks moving as well. We had another one, CNSP, that was up 173%. And this doesn't include some of the lower price kind of penny stocks that we're talking about. This is all stocks above 2, because I don't trade anything below $2. So this is all stocks above $2. So look, I'll show you. Let's see what actually happened today. So this started to move. I was looking at things. I was preparing my watch list, and I was looking at a couple of different things, looking at continuations from things that moved last week, looking at some things that were gapping up, like the likes of CFRX and CNSP and PRST that were moving up pre-market. And then Black Box just hit the scanners, and it was very volatile. The spreads were quite wide, but the average true range was huge. It was very volatile. So I was able to get in here. So this moved up, let's say, from about 260 something, 270 something, and it moved up over $6, testing $7. Then it had the pullback to the VWAP. And as it broke new highs, that's where I got. And I think I got filled around 770-ish. was my first fill. And then I was able to, as this moved up and it pulled back again, I was able to add to the position and ride that up, taking profits along the way. And then as we got out, as this started to pull, it moved up and it started to pull back. So I actually got out here. It did then pull back again. I got it back in here, thinking that so we've got the first pullback, second pullback, third pullback, all very reliable. And I'm kind of looking at this one here as first candle to make a new high after this red candle on the 5 minute. So I got back in here, and we're about 30 cents higher than this candle or whatever it is, and it was a bit of a fake out. So I added to the position for the bounce on the VWAP, and it moved up and took some profits here and here. I did give it a little bit back here, and I gave it a little bit back here. Then we traded, I think it was after the open that we traded CFRX. So this was making its move up, and I got in here for the break of new highs. We had this previous high here at kind of 250, so I got in there for the break of 250 and the move up. It didn't break out how I expected it to, and then when it pulled back, I ended up stopping out for a loss. I was about $600 down or something on this particular ticker. But then after the open, it just shot up. So I was able to get back in and take some quick profits, and then add to the position, add back here, and take some more profits up here. As this pulled back here, I was able to add to the position, and then I got stopped out at the top here as it started to make new lows. So that was, we were $600 down, and then we ended up just shy of break even, so $125 down. So that's that was unfortunately not quite green, but it was a reasonable trade. We traded a PRST, traded this twice yesterday. We traded this on the way up here, and we ended up making a little bit, and then we got it added to the position up at the top, back in here, and lost. So then we got back in here and took some profits here, and then it kind of cut it on the back. So that was almost kind of a scratch there. So slightly down on PRST, about a couple hundred bucks or whatever. So what we made here, kind of get back here, and then this piece portion here was almost break even. But we did trade this later in the day as this made a breakout. And we were able to get some really good, so we got this move up here later in the day, and we had this head and shoulders, and it pulled back. But when it started to make a move up here, I got in for the break of the $half and rode that up. And then I got in again a little bit later. So I drew, so on this move up here, I drew this this trend line. It's a descending resistance, and I was looking. I should draw it here. I drew it on the other chart that I was actually trading off. I drew this trend line through the peaks here, and I extended it out. And then when it broke, so we got this trend line here. So as it broke there, I was able to get in and ride this up, and got about 80 cents on that. In total, and I was trading sizes between kind of 2.5 and 7,500 shares. I was able to make some really good profits on that all the way up, and then as it pulled back, I got back in here for another move up, and then got stopped out at the top as it kind of looking for a retest of the highs, but it didn't. So, but I made a little bit of profit on that bit, but not a huge amount. So that was PRST. Finished just over 3,000 up on that. And also earlier in the day, we traded WINT on this move up. So this got the volatility here, and it started to make its move up. I'll just zoom in so we can see this. It started to make its move up here, and halted, get the gap down, halt up, then another halt, gapped up. So I was able to get in so after this halt. I was able to get in on this one. It was a bit of a pullback, and then it started to make moves back up. Broke $13, and I was able to get in there. It gapped up, and I put a stop in place, and as it pulled back, I got stopped out. A little bit of slippage, but we made $2,000 on that. I didn't trade that. That was me done for the day. I walked away. I watched the football. I walked the dog. I've pretty much had the rest of the afternoon off to myself until I traded PRST just before the football started. So that was my day. So a good profitable green day. But the thing is, though, just shy of $19,000. I was $13,000 up before the bell. So before the market even opened. So a really good start to the week. April, whilst it's not got a lot of the really, really big days that I had in March, so I'm not going to kind of retest the highs that I had in March. We're having a really good April. We've had one red day so far, which it wasn't such a bad red day. We went to kind of $18,000 down and saved it, finished to just under $6,000 down on that particular day. But April's really turning out to be quite buoyant in terms of stock movement, and there's some really good setups to get in on. So long may it continue. So what does that look like? Let's have a look at. So this is my P&L curve for the day. So this is as you can see, up over kind of 14,000. Gave some back. As I mentioned, then we're back over, they were over 16,000, so then gave a little bit back there, and then that's kind of coming into the open where we're 13,000 here, so that's where we were, and then gave a little bit back. $600 was our first one, and you can see that then it's a kind of steady climb there. That's where I traded WINT, and then that's where I traded PRST. At the end, just before I went watching the football. So let's have a quick look at the actual reports and the details for the month. 86,000. So the goal is 120,000 for this month. We've got effectively 9 days left, so nearly 2 full weeks. So 9 days left. We're looking to average $6,000 per day. We're currently averaging over $8,500 a day. So it's not at the heady heights of March, but it's still very, very good. I'm certainly a lot bigger than what I expected. So yeah, I've got to be happy with the current performance. If I get to the end of this month in April, the end of April, based on 120,000 a month, we should be at it's the fourth month of the year. We should be at 480. But we're already way beyond that. If I look at the year to date, we've effectively got a month's cushion already, 564. So we're almost, well, 600,000 would be an entire month's cushion, but we're 40,000 away. If we hit goal for April, that'll put us an entire month ahead on the year. So that means I can take some time off. Or I can, do one of these smaller challenges and concentrate on that rather than trading 2 accounts at the same time. We'll see what happens. But I've got to take some time off in June anyway, because I'm going to be relocating. So I've got to take some time off then anyway. So that will building up a cushion before that will allow me to do that without any undue pressure. To be earning and still be able to hit goal later in the year. So that's where we are. That's exactly what we've done for the day. So tomorrow we're back at it again, and we do it all over again. I'm hoping that we'll see some more volatility tomorrow. I'm hoping that we'll continue to get this level of volatility. This is like the last week and a bit. It's probably very similar to kind of 2021 type volatility. We're getting good movers, gap and gold moves. We're getting strong parabolic movers throughout the day. So there is opportunities to make profit. I'm always of the belief that if there's volatility, there's opportunity. It doesn't matter if the market is up or down. as long as there's volatility there. And today we saw that for sure. So the S&P 500 finished, it actually went down on the day, but it finished 0.35% up on the day, and it was very sideways the whole of last week as well. So I think the markets, whilst not making any big trending move in one direction or another, they're making swings both up and down. So there's volatility to be taken advantage of. And that's what we look for. As day traders, we look for volatility. Now, we don't just chase volatility because it may not be reliable, and there needs to be liquidity in there as well. So there has to be volume. If there's no volume, there's no trade. If there's no volatility, there's no opportunity. We need volume and volatility. And that's what we're looking for. And that's what I'll be looking for tomorrow. So come join me tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. I'll be streaming my trading live an hour before the market opens. So come join me then, and we'll do it all over again. Hopefully have another profitable day like we did today, and hopefully I'll see you there. In the meantime, take it easy.